Coach Agostino, the head basketball coach for the Amityville Warriors, and you're watching Warrior Basketball on the Amityville Basketball Network.
This is the Warriors Basketball Pregame Show on the Amityville Broadcasting Network.
Gentlemen, my name is Jairo Salazar. I'm joined by, and today we are broadcasting the Amityville Varsity basketball team against Sachem East. Today's going to be a good match to start off the season. Of course, everyone wants to start off with a win. We have returning coach Agostino, coming in back from a long
hiatus, honestly. We came back all the way in June of this year, and we're trying to get our first championship back since 2018.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's been a long time since the Amityville basketball team won a state title.
I know. We got to make the game reinvented almost since the last season. Last season, it was a little bit iffy in the beginning, but we got to get back up there and see what the players can do.
Last season, they went 9-10. Of course, they could have done a bit better last season, but now this season, I feel, knowing some of the seniors on the team, knowing some of the juniors as well, they're looking to reinvent themselves, looking to be able to get that ring, get a title, have their name on a plaque before they graduate, find a college out there to continue their season, you know?
Yeah, especially since now they have Jack Agostino that has won 473 games in all time. And all those championships on his list too. He's just ready for his next one.
He's ready to transform this team to, who knows, like any team that we see on here, we know that any team is going to be good, but we know our Amityville Warriors very well, and we know that they're going to try our best to win a game.
I know that Sachem might put up a good fight in the beginning, but who knows, we might just bite back in the end. We'll see how the game goes on, and we'll see.
And what were Sachem's season records so far?
I think last season, if I'm correct, they went 5-16.
5-16. That's not good overall if you put it statistically, but you don't know. Any team may be bad or good, they may hook a comeback. But we know that Amityville Warriors have a great chance of having the ability to produce numbers out there. Like, look at our school year this season so far. We have a lot of state champions who are trying to
need to go.
No, I agree with you. So today's game, as I said before with my other host, Lucas, we have Amityville Varsity's basketball team going against Sachem East High School, and we're going to send it to our coach's show right now.
Hi, I'm Lucas Torres, and I'm here with Coach Agostino of the boys basketball team. First question for you, Mr. Agostino. Who do you think might be your biggest competitor for this season?
It's still really hard. It's so early to tell. I have no idea. This is a new league for me. Last time I was here was 8 years ago, so everybody was good. I don't know. I heard a lot about Kings Park, so I'm not sure, but I guess they might be the favorite to win the league.
What is your main goal for this upcoming season?
Well, I told you and your friend the other day, the main goal never changes. I started here in 1986, and it's now, 2022? It's the same thing. We want these young men to be mature around the school, off the court, on the court. We want them to be better people when it's all said and done.
That's amazing. So what should we watch out for throughout the season and this game so far?
Well, the number one thing, if you're going to watch the game, is our effort. If we don't put the maximum effort in, then we're going to struggle. The one thing I can say, every practice so far this season, every scrimmage we've had so far this season, they've given maximum effort. So if they do that, we should have a pretty good season.
So you want your players to just keep on pushing, keep them motivated?
Absolutely, and to be together. If you can't play as a team and you don't play hard, no reason to step on the court. I just told them yesterday that, every time you step on the court, it should be like the last time you step on. Nothing is guaranteed tomorrow.
What do you want to see most out of your players today?
Well, again, that's all part of it, but then the last part of it is your attitude. You have to be respectful to the people in the building, the people who have helped us out here. There's so many people, so support has been amazing. I'm so happy to be back to Amityville. It's always been very supportive of me and the program, and I want the kids to really respect what goes on around here.
You came back in June of this year, correct? And how has it been feeling back in Amityville, back with the team?
It is really a strange feeling, but a very satisfying feeling. I don't feel like it was completely justified me not being here, but that's the way business works sometimes. But for the community to really reach out and to bring me back, it's a great honor.
All right. Last question. What are your keys to victory for this game?
Well, today's only a scrimmage, so I'm not really looking at victories right now. I told you it's the effort, the attitude, and the teamwork. So if we do those three things, we met our goal. They'll have a great day of practice. If we don't, might be a little rough tomorrow.
Thank you very much.
So we're back to our coach's show, and as I said before, the game is Amityville Varsity Basketball versus Sachem East High School. So we have a sideline reporter, Aaron Kruger, and we'd like to take it to you.
Practice earlier today, I had the opportunity to speak with girls varsity basketball coach, Coach Maloney, and this is his first year coaching this team, and he is very excited to bring girls back to victory. He has very good girls, both in school and on the court. It's a very good group of girls, and he's very excited to coach this team. Back to you guys.
So, as you heard from the coach's show, Coach Agostino obviously wants more pressure, wants to give them more encouragement to keep pushing on, give good enthusiasm to the team, as from every practices that they've been having has been good energy, good vibes. Of course, that's what a team needs to win a game, I feel like.
I think the key with the Amityville team is that they're so closely knitted with each other in the community that they work so well with each other in practice that they're just going to go straight into the game, all engines firing, and I think they're prepared.
Of course, when this is some of our last seniors' games, like number 20, Nick Brown. I personally know Nicholas very well. We have some classes together, and he's been talking about this season. Very excited, He doesn't want to go out with losing this season, knowing that he has a lot on line, trying to win something. Have a name on something. Like Tyler, who played like Tyler Hilton, number 10. He wants to win something as well. He doesn't want to lose a game. You know how he played for his football season. He wants to win.
I think they all want to just make a name for themselves and get that another plaque on top of the walls, just for everyone to just look up and be like, that was that 2022. That was our year. So, I think they always just want to make a name for themselves and make us bigger than what we are.
So I'm sorry to interrupt you, but we like to give an in-game update. We would like to send it to Emily Herrera.
Good afternoon, I'm Emily Herrera, announcing the worldwide sport intel for the World Cup, giving an update each quarter. In Group A, Senegal won versus Ecuador 2-1, kicking Ecuador out of the World Cup. In Group B, USA is in the lead by 1 versus Iran, happening live. Group B, England is in lead by 1 live versus Wales. Tomorrow, be prepared for Austria versus Denmark, Poland versus Argentina, and Saudi Arabia versus Mexico.
Of course, the World Cup is still there. Of course, everyone wants to win for their country. Can we talk about Argentina's comeback against Mexico? That was incredible. I watched it live and I was screaming my head off, bro. You don't understand.
I've been seeing the games every now and then, and it just keeps on riling up the fans, and everyone's talking about it. It's one of the most well-known things as of right now. I know
But more than of the World Cup, basketball is what we're more interested in today as Amityville. Some more keys to the game. Some of our key aspects we have some captains on the team, Justin Thornton. We have Sherwin Johnson. We also have some other players that want to make a step up. If I feel like what they could do to win this game is be aggressive, be able to defend well, be able to counter on Sachem East's weak points, they'd be able to score 3s, 2s, and 1s.
I think both teams are going to put up a great fight throughout the season, and it's just in the end we got to see who wants it most, and that's the biggest fight of them all.
So I like to wrap it up and send you straight to the Amityville varsity basketball team versus Sachem East. And this is your pregame show on the Amityville Broadcasting Network. And tip-off will be on halftime show. We'll see you soon on the Amityville Broadcasting Network.
Most of us like to be out in the sun. That's why sunscreen and other safety measures are key to protecting your skin from aging and cancer. The FDA recommends using a sunscreen with a sun protection factor, or SPF, of 15 or higher. Also, look for broad spectrum on the label. That means both harmful ultraviolet A and B rays are blocked. UVA rays age the skin, UVB rays burn, and both cause cancer. But the perfect sunscreen doesn't count if you use it wrong. Don't need sunscreen on a cloudy day? Wrong. 80% of UV rays still get through the haze. Only use sunscreen at the beach? Nope. Anytime you're outside, UV rays attack the skin, so you need protection. And you have to reapply sunscreen every 2 hours. Remember, SPF plus broad spectrum equal healthy fun in the sun. Visit www.fda.gov/sunscreen for more information. A message from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration.
New year, new season. It's only a scrimmage, but with a new head coach, or should we say an old head coach, Jack Agostino returns to the Ville, trying to duplicate what he did in the early 2000s. Bring state championships back to Long Island and back to Amityville. The journey starts next, right here on the Amityville Broadcasting Network.
This is Seville Williams for the Amityville Warriors, and you're watching Warrior Basketball on Amityville Broadcasting Network.
It's time for Warriors Basketball on the Amityville Broadcasting Network.
And a good evening, and thank you for joining us tonight on the Amityville Broadcasting Network as we get set to kick off the 2022-2023 season. It's the Warriors and the Sachem East Arrows right now on the Amityville Broadcasting Network. Matt Grice, Lucas Torres, and Evan Kruder on the sidelines for us today as we get set to bring you what is a scrimmage, but it's a good warm-up for Jack Agostino and his new crew here in Amityville.
Today's game will be a scrimmage game.
It is a scrimmage, and as a result, this does not count in the standings, but regardless, this is a huge warm-up for Coach Agostino to get his players ready to go and to see what he has, as there's a lot of new faces on the team this year, and it'll be interesting, Lucas, to see how these new players step up.
It's going to be a nice, good look at what Jack Agostino can do with this new team, especially since both teams are just getting back into it. And I know the seniors really must want it throughout the season, especially even if it's just a warm-up game. I know that they're prepared. Both teams are ready for action and just ready to go.
It should be a lot of fun. Again, the game doesn't count, but it is a scrimmage, so you expect to see a lot of different players come into the game. Again, there's a lot of new faces on this squad, and Coach Agostino is trying to figure out who's who and who's going to step up. But as we get set for the opening tip-off here, we'll give you the starting lineups in just a moment, as the PA announcer, Gerald Asbell, is getting everyone set. We have the two officials. The Warriors will be heading from left to right across the screen. And we have the opening tip, and Amityville has it. Driving the paint is Johnson, up with the layup and in, and right off the bat, Amityville has a 2-0 lead with the clock yet to start here, and now it starts taking full court press for the Warriors, bringing the ball up the court and almost picked off by the Warriors. Pass the far sideline out, top of the key. Rodriguez has it for the Arrows. Has it stolen away by Thornton. Thornton, left side, drives in the lane, up with the shot, no good, but we get a whistle and a foul on the floor. Warriors with the early 2-0 lead.
That was an excellent fast break by both sides, but it's all about aggressiveness throughout this game, and we'll just see who takes the cake with this one.
So the Warriors inbound under the basket. Pass it out, top of the key. It's Stevenson. Stevenson has it left wing. Plenty of room as the Warriors set up their play. Hands it off. Top of the key now. Stevenson dribbles from right to left. Now back in between the circles, it's Johnson. Johnson, the first scorer for the Warriors, as Katz thinks about putting up a shot. The ball goes out of bounds. Turnover on Amityville, and Sachem has the ball. Turnover for the Warriors. Pass three-pointer up in the corner, showing no good. Air ball, loose ball in the paint, and it's taken down by the big man for the Arrows, A.J. Esposito. Esposito, the senior, will hand it off to Anthony Garinati. Will take over the point guard duties. Big man for a point guard. Give and go in the paint, and that goes off the foot of the Warriors and out of bounds. Inbound to Johnson. Sherwin Johnson brings the ball up the court. In the paint, it's Stevenson, and he drills a 15-footer. 4-0 Warriors, 6:27 to go in the first quarter. So good pressure by the Warriors in the backcourt, putting on the full court press. Johnson tries to cause a turnover. Aiden Rodriguez thinks that he's fouled on the play, but it goes out of bounds, and the Warriors get the ball back. 4-0, 6:15 to go. Warriors with the early lead against Sachem East.
So far, it's already been a back and forth of aggressiveness, and we'll see who gets it in the end.
Sherwin Johnson has it. It's Katz, left side, back to the top of the key. In between the circles, it's Johnson. Underneath, driving, kicking it back out. Top of the circle. Williams has it. Three-pointer, baseline, doesn't go, too strong. Rebound pulled down by Rodriguez. He loses the handle. Good pressure by the Warriors, but it's out of bounds, and the Arrows will retain possession. Amityville putting the full court press on. Rodriguez gets it in bounds to Garinati. Garinati guarded by Williams. Sachem trying to get the ball up the court. They're able to do so. Driving in the lane is Giacone, and he's able to hit it, and they call a charge on the play, so take the points off the board. Warriors still retain the shutout and the early 4-0 lead, 5:37 to go in the first.
Very aggressive game, very fast-paced with the players and all going straight out of the gates with it. Excellent players, excellent seniors going straight back into their season.
Johnson has it, turns it over to Stevenson, who has it left wing, puts the ball on the court, picks up his dribble, now gets it in the corner. It's Thornton. Thornton, top of the key. Johnson. Johnson, left side. Williams. Williams hands off to Thornton. Thornton around the world. Good ball moved by the Warriors. In the paint now, it's Stevenson. Stevenson drives, fades away. Off the front rim, no good. Loose ball. Good effort by Katz, but he can't retain it. Goes out of bounds, and the officials give possession to the Warriors.
Excellent game so far, even though it's the first few minutes of the game. Amityville's passing is on point. Very fast-paced. They're so prepared and ready. With the Arrows ready and all, they're playing excellent defense so far, and it's just a matter of time to see how the game goes. Both sides are putting up a good fight in this first quarter, with Amityville with 4 points on the board.
So a lot of new people this year, Lucas. Anais Duncan is new. Tyler Hinton looking for some minutes. Bryce Benneman. Carlington Stevenson, we've seen him early. A new big man for the Amityville Warriors. But there are a few people coming back, some familiar names. Justin Thornton was running a lot of the point guard for Amityville last year as they had a rotation of guards, never quite able to find that number one point guard to carry the ball up the court. I'm sure that's going to be a theme of Agostino this season. Who is going to be the point man? Because if you don't have a strong point man to get the play started, it's going to be hard to generate a sustained offensive attack.
I think they really want to keep that aggressiveness with Agostino, and I think they're just ready for it. They want that win very badly, and throughout the season, I think we're going to see that a lot.
So the Warriors will keep possession. They have the early 4-0 lead. Almost 3 minutes gone by here in the fourth quarter from the Fred Williams Memorial Gym. It's a scrimmage between the Warriors and the Sachem East Arrows. Johnson has it. Left wing sends it cross court to Katz. Katz has it top of the key. Finds Thornton. Thornton right wing. Back in between the circles. Slowing things down is Johnson. Johnson sends it left side. Thornton has a good ball movement. Warriors trying to get it in the paint. Unable to do so. Driving is Johnson in the paint. Puts up a shot. It's short off the front of the rim. And the Arrows take over. Warriors still with a 4-0 lead. Press continues for Amityville as Rodriguez has it right side. Top of the key is Esposito. Esposito dribbles once, hands it off to Giacone. Giacone steps out of bounds, but they're going to say it goes off a red jersey. So Sachem East will retain possession, looking for their first points of the day. Sachem East trying to inbound it. They find Lanzarone. Lanzarone gives it up to Garanati, and we get another turnover. This time, it's Warriors basketball, 4-0 halfway through the first quarter.
Very good defense by both sides of the team with Amityville and the Arrows. It's just time to see how they play throughout.
Stevenson has it, gives it up to Katz. Warriors spreading the ball around. Pass force hits the backboard. Now a three-pointer. That one won't go. Rebound underneath by Thornton. Thornton tries to kick it out to start things over. There's another three-pointer by Johnson. He's missed the last two as that one is strong off the back of the rim. And Sachem East able to pull down the rebound. Sachem East has a lot of height down low, so that'll be a theme today. How do the Warriors do on the glass? Amityville continuing to make things difficult. Garanati gets the ball up the court, takes a few steps, hands it off for the layup, and the first points of the day for Carmine Giacone, and that breaks the Warriors' 4-0 run. It's 4-2, 3:10 to go in the first. Amityville has it. It's Katz. Drives into paint. Instead, kicks it back out. Johnson, top of the key. Far baseline. Driving in the lane. Shot too strong. Rebound pulled down by Stevenson. Warriors still have the ball. Up in the paint with the right hand and good. Sherwin Johnson gets the bucket, and the Warriors take a 6-2 lead, 2:47 to go. First quarter, and there's a turnover on the inbounds. Williams has it. Now decides to share it with Katz. Katz shot won't go. Loose ball in the paint. Good effort by Savell Williams, but that one is out of bounds, and Sachem East will try to slow things down here as they take over possession. 6-2 Warriors, 2:28 to go in the first quarter.
Could we just talk about the absolute speed between both teams, especially with number 4 on that drive?
Arrow's able to get it in bounce. It's Rodriguez. Rodriguez double teamed, guarded by Thornton. Trapped in the corner of the double team. Good defense by Williams and Thornton. Amityville turning the ball over. It's Williams driving in the lane, off the glass and good. 8-2, 2 minutes to go, first quarter. Sachem East this time able to break the press. Giacone has it, sends it to the left side, loose ball in the paint, and a steal by the Warriors. Amityville has it, driving in the lane is Sherwin Johnson. His shot doesn't go. And we get a whistle. Running clock here in the first quarter. Timeout on the floor. Warriors with the early 6-point lead, and a good effort, especially defensively, Lucas, early on.
Both teams are putting up a nice fight early in this game, and so far it's been back and forth defensively, especially with the Arrows playing that nice heavy defense, but they got to gain back that lead eventually. But I think we really have to watch out for number 4. He's got that height and the speed between both teams. It's going to be a good fight between both of them. But with number 3, the speed and the full court press is going amazing so far. The Arrows have to find a way to counter that, but I don't know if it's there yet. I think. So
with Amityville coming out strong here, you can see what Coach Agostino wants to do. I just want to take a moment to say congratulations to Coach Gordon Thomas, who coached this team for 8 years, did win a state title for the Warriors back in 2018. But Jack Agostino, after an 8-year absence, started here in 1986 and has returned to finish his career presumably for the Amityville Warriors. And Agostino has 4 state titles and is considered one of the greatest coaches in the history of New York State for high school boys basketball. And you can see the way that he wants his players to play. Lucas, you spoke to him in the pregame show, and he talked about hustle and max effort, and I think we're seeing that so far.
Absolutely. The amount of agility and the quickness of the team so far is absolutely amazing.
Warriors will inbound underneath their own basket. Pass thrown out to Stevenson, top of the key. Amityville has it. 90 seconds to go, first quarter. Handoff to Johnson. Johnson gives it back to Stevenson, puts up a 15-footer and nails it. 10-2, Warriors their biggest lead of the game. 1:13 to go, first quarter. More full court press by the Warriors. Vergio has it, finds Weiss in the paint and hits it. So that ends the Warrior run. It's 10-4, under a minute to go here in the first quarter. Johnson sends it over to Benjamin. Down low in the paint to Thornton. Kicks it back out. Top of the key, it's Williams. Amityville, great ball movement. Everybody getting a touch here. As Benjamin has it, drives, picks up his dribble. 37 seconds left. Shot clock is turned off for today's scrimmage. Top of the key, Williams. Puts up an uncontested three-pointer, rims around, no good. And Sachem pulls down the defensive board for the Arrows. 22 seconds to go in the opening quarter. Pushing the tempo now is Bisaccio, looking for help, puts up a 10-footer, too strong, put back by Garinati, that doesn't go. Thinking about a three-pointer is Bisaccio, finds Vercio, top of the key, it's Rodriguez to slow things down. 5 seconds to go in the first quarter. Rodriguez has it, right wing, thinking about a three-pointer, 1 second, going up and underneath with the shot, and it won't go. Good hustle for the Arrows as the first quarter comes to an end. Warriors leading 10-4. Good first quarter for the Warriors.
Speaking about the Arrows, they have a massive team so far, and they're absolutely gigantic, and they're putting that to work, especially in the paint with Amityville. I think we're just bound to see a lot of that heavy work with Sachem so far.
So even though this game doesn't count, I think there's a couple things Coach Agostino probably wants to find out. Obviously, we're his best players. Who's going to run the point? And, I think clearly by what he's trying to do, he's trying to have a balanced attack, give everybody a chance to get involved in the game. And if he can do that, once they start getting into league play, that's going to make Amityville a contender. I think right now, and Coach alluded to it in the pregame, Kings Park, one of the favorites in the league. Amityville may be an afterthought as there are a lot of new players for the team this year.
Both teams, even the whole league just in general, has a lot of brand new players, especially since everyone has swapped out.
We're going to take a moment to head to the third member of our broadcast crew, Evan Kruger, who's on the sidelines with this report.
Hello, that was a great first game. Great way to start off the game. A wonderful first quarter. Last year, Amityville basketball team ended their season with a 9-10 record, Sachem East with a 5-16. But rest assured, Amityville is hoping to accomplish great things this year. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks, Erin. We get set to start the second quarter. 10-4. We're going to apologize as we have some of the names wrong here. Amityville wearing their practice jerseys today as it is a scrimmage and not their actual game jerseys. So we are working on getting that fixed for you as we move along here. But again, today doesn't count. It's a warm-up for us as well on the Amityville Broadcasting Network. And I just want to take a moment to thank everyone involved because it takes a village to put these games on the air, and the whole crew here has been doing an amazing job. Warriors with a 6-point lead. It's 10-4 as we start the second quarter of play. The Arrows will start off with the ball as Bisaccio has it. Left wing, hands it off to Vercio. Vercio, top of the key, drives right side, passes it over now to Esposito. In the paint, up from the left side, won't go is Weiss. Loose ball, we get a whistle. And it looks like the Arrows will head to the free throw line. And it'll be Derek Bisaccio as he gets an opportunity to get some points on the board for Sachem East.
I think it's a very fair game so far, especially between the big men and Amityville.
Free throw won't go on the 1-and-1. Here come the Warriors on a fast break. Left side, up with the left hand. And Sherwin Johnson puts the 2 down the hatch. It's 12-4 Warriors, 7:10 to go. Second quarter, excuse me. More pressing by Amityville. Arrows having a very tough time getting the ball up the court and breaking the press. Driving in the lane is Vercio, and that goes out of bounds. And the Warriors will once again take over. And the Arrows not putting a lot of pressure on Amityville, bringing the ball up the court. Warriors doing the exact opposite and making Sachem East work for every ounce of space when they have possession. Johnson has it, guarded by Bisaccio. Left wing, picks up the dribble, finds Williams. Williams dribbles left to right, fakes a pass. Now he needs some help. Gets across court to Johnson. Johnson in the paint, up with the left hand. Doesn't go, put back by Carlington Stevenson, and he drains it. 14-4, 6:18 to go, first quarter. This time, Sachem East able to break the press, but A.J. Esposito tries to force a pass down to Mike Weiss, and that goes off his hand out of bounds. They're going to say, however, that the last touch came off a red jersey, so the Arrows will retain possession.
Number 23 and the rest of the big men are putting up a good fight so far. Trying to get it inbound.
And that pass deflected by Justin Thornton, so they'll try again with a fresh 5 seconds. Running clock here as this is a scrimmage, and they've actually reset the score for the second quarter. So, again, only a scrimmage today against Sachem East. So right now it's technically 4-0, but we'll give you the real score afterwards. Good inbound pass to A.J. Esposito as he goes up with the shot and is fouled. But the shot does not go in, so a good foul by the Warriors as Esposito goes to shoot the pair.
Again, these big men are putting a great fight in the paint. 11 going for the shot here, and we'll see if that can put some points on the board.
And the shot is drained as they're just going with one shot today. And now, hey, there we go. I was going to say, where's everybody going? Maybe scrimmage rules, they're only doing one shot, but making the first shot, that ends a 4-0 run for the Warriors. And he hits them both. A.J. Esposito gets a pair. And now the Warriors up 4-2 here in the second quarter. Again, they reset the score as this is a scrimmage. Williams has it, left wing in the paint, up with it, and Stevenson can't get it to go. Warriors once again get the rebound, hands it off to Williams. Warriors dominating on the glass despite the height disadvantage. Garrett in the game, number 11, the correct number 11. Shot no good, tipped by Garrett, out to the wing, and good effort by Thornton, but he touches the red baseline and they blow it dead out of bounds. But now it looks like they're going to say the last touch was actually off a black jersey. So Amityville will retain possession. Johnson has it, left wing, looking for Smiley, and on the alley-oop, pass is too high. It goes out of bounds. 4-2 second quarter. Warriors in front. Again, running clock, 3:50 to go. Sachem East will inbound, so apologies. Christian Smiley wearing number 12 today, not Stevenson. Smiley, a veteran, his third year on varsity. Sachem East trying to get the ball up the court. Lanzarone has it in the paint. 3-point shot. That one won't go. Missed by Vercio. Loose ball. Battle for it in the far corner right in front of Coach Agostino. And he likes the effort. Out of bounds it goes, and Sachem East retains possession.
Very fast-paced game so far. The speed is incredible by Amityville. Let's see if Sachem can put up with it.
Vergio turns the ball over, pass down court. Benjamin loses the handle, and actually, that's Garrett. My apologies.
Timeout called by, oh, no, out of bounds. Still waiting to see how this game plays out.
So now the Warriors pull most of the troops back. They just have their two guards in the backcourt. Behind the back dribble for Lanzarone, trying to find a lane. Smothering defense by Amityville. Ciccone has it, and they're going to call a reach-in foul. So Sachem East retains possession.
Amityville putting the absolute pressure on the Arrows right now, which is incredible. We just got to see if the Arrows can bounce back from this one.
So Sachem East will inbound right in front of us here on press row. 4-2 Warriors. Good defense by Amityville once again as Vercio crosses the timeline, dribbles left, picks up his dribble, and they're going to call a travel on Vercio. 4-2 Warriors, 2-minute mark until halftime in the second quarter.
It's been a very back-and-forth game so far. Both teams putting up excellent defense. So far, it's been an amazing game by both sides. We just want to see the Arrows make a possible comeback. But with the aggressive play style of the Warriors, we don't know if they can, but we'll see throughout the game.
Again, no pressure from Sachem as they play a zone defense, patiently awaiting the Warriors to bring the play to them. Johnson has it, top of the key. It's Williams, left wing. Smiley puts up a 20-footer and sinks it. 6-2, second quarter score. Smiley with the bucket. And that is his 8th point of the day for the Warriors, approaching the 1-minute mark in the first half. Good defense by Smile as he smothers Peter Giornelli. Out of bounds it goes. Arrows keep possession. Good defense by Johnson. Loose ball on the court. Johnson with the steal. Smiley on the fast break. One man back. Goes up with the left hand. Doesn't go. Rebound Warriors underneath. And they will start things over again. 48 seconds to go. First half. Three-pointer. In the corner. Air ball. Ball loose in the paint. And multiple bodies diving on it. Sherwin Johnson holding onto it like a football in a pile. And good call by Sherwin Johnson calling a timeout so that Amityville can keep possession.
Warriors are absolutely putting the pressure on the Arrows as of right now. I think we just got to wait and see if the Arrows can bounce back and just get themselves ready for the season, especially against the Warriors. Warriors are not letting them even get any room to breathe, bringing it up the court. But at the same time, the Arrows are not even letting the Warriors getting a shot outside of the paint. But at the same time, we're watching the Warriors absolutely dominate the paint and just drive in for every play. We see Coach Agostino getting his players prepared as they call timeout. Both sides are determining on what to do, and we'll see how this game plays out throughout.
So once again, the scoring is not your traditional scoring. Warriors won the first quarter, if you want to do it that way, by a score of 10-4. And the second quarter right now, the Warriors are up 6-2. The only points here in the second quarter for Sachem East, a pair of free throws by one of their big men, that being AJ Esposito. So the Warriors defense has been absolutely smothering, but I think I'm more impressed with their ability on the glass because clearly Sachem East has the advantage height-wise, and yet the Warriors have been all over the rebounds on both sides of the floor.
I think the Arrows off the bat weren't expecting such an aggressive team, and now they're getting the most out of it.
Warriors have it, 35 seconds in the first half. Three-pointer doesn't go. Hinton with the rebound, and we get a whistle underneath as he gets fouled. Hinton will go to the line to shoot a pair. Hinton, a senior forward, getting his first action of the day.
Straight off the bat, the Warriors are just going straight into it.
And that shot on the one-on-one does not go. Under 30 seconds to go in the first half. It's Rodriguez bringing the ball up the court. Thornton smothering defense. Loose ball on the court. Battle for it. No whistle yet. Now we get a whistle. And they're going to say a travel. Good hustle by Justin Thornton.
Again, we're seeing that absolute pressure on the Arrows, and they just can't get a break right now.
17.9 seconds to go in the second quarter. Warriors with a 6-2 second quarter only lead as this is just a scrimmage. Rodriguez has the ball. Clock is yet to start. And another steal. Here comes the Warriors. It's Hinton. Up the court. Now Amityville will slow things down with the clock still not starting. Now it starts. And Sherwin Johnson will try to start up the offense. 10 seconds to go in the first half. Johnson taking his time, holding it bottom of the circle. 5 seconds. Johnson looking for a final shot, instead finds Christian Smiley. He puts up a shot from the free throw line. That doesn't go. Loose ball, and the buzzer sounds. And with that is the end of the first half of basketball. Warriors win the second quarter by a score of 6-2. Overall, it is 16-6. Amityville with a 10-point lead. Don't go anywhere. Halftime show coming up next, right here on the Amityville Broadcasting Network.
Over the years, you've brought them into your home. You were prescribed opioids after the C-section, when Dad injured his back, when your basketball star tore his ACL. Opioids helped with the pain, and you held on to them just in case. But did you know holding on to unused opioids puts your family at risk? Opioids are powerful pain-reducing prescription medicines, but most people who are prescribed opioids don't finish their prescriptions. So millions of unused opioids are sitting in homes across the country. And tragically, more than 100 Americans die every day from overdoses involving opioids. What can you do to protect your family? Remove the risk of unused opioids from your home. Pills, patches, or syrups in drawers, purses, and cabinets, anywhere they might be hiding. To find out how to dispose of them properly, visit www.fda.gov/drug disposal.
I'm Jose. I work construction. My day starts at 4 a.m. Life's tight, but I eat right by choosing one day a week to prep multiple meals with healthy recipes. Then I freeze the extra. I save money by bringing lunch to work. Then dinner is already made. Life just got easier, and I have more time to spend with my family. To learn how to eat right when life's tight, visit snapedny.org to learn more.
SNAP-Ed is funded by USDA Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP. This institution is an equal opportunity provider.
This is Christian Smiley, small forward for the Amityville Warriors, and you're watching Warrior Basketball on the Amityville Broadcasting Network.
And we start the third quarter of action as we bypass halftime here at the Fred Williams Memorial Gymnasium on the Claude Beyer Court. Matt Grice and Lucas Torres bringing you the action. Aaron Kruder, our sideline reporter, is there as an air ball. Sachem East gets the first possession. 3-point air ball. Once again, they have reset the clock and the scoreboard completely for the third quarter. Warriors have the ball. Technically it's 0-0, but 16-6 was the score after the first half. Amityville has it. Bounce pass, left side. Brown in the corner. Brown dribbles once, hands it off to Johnson. Johnson being guarded by Vercio. Cross court over to Hinton. Hinton has it, instead finds Brown, who sneaks from left to right. Driving in the lane is Johnson, up with the left hand. That won't go. Christian Smiley has it swatted away, and Sachem East trying to get numbers the other way, but smothering defense by Brown. Tries to tip it to Johnson, but instead Sachem East has the ball. Vercio, right wing, bottom of the circle now. It's Garanati. Right wing. Vercio back to the top of the key. Garanati thinks about a long three. Now Vercio puts up a three from the right wing, strong, and the rebound pulled down by Matt Katz. Johnson with the ball, bottom of the circle for the Warriors. No score yet here in the third quarter of this scrimmage between Amityville and Sachem East. Hinton has it. Good defense by Sachem East. Smiley fakes the pass, up and underneath with the right-hand scoop, doesn't go, loose ball in the paint, bodies everywhere, and we are going to get a jump ball as Hinton hits the floor. Right now, we're going to go to the third member of our broadcasting team for a sideline report. Aaron, take it away.
All right. Great game so far in the second quarter, right, I believe. Before this, I had the opportunity to talk to some of our players. For instance, Justin Thornton, who is a senior, number 12. His fourth year on varsity. He plays power forward, and he hopes to go to Farmdale, Hofstra, or LIU, and he's trying to make the most out of his senior year. Back to you guys.
Smiley gets rejected for the second time on two consecutive possessions. Vercio drives in the lane with the layup, finds some daylight, but the ball doesn't go. Still no score here in the third quarter, 5:18 to go. 16-6 overall, Warriors out in front as Johnson will slow things down, gets it to Brown. Left wing, Brown loses the handle, and we get a whistle. Good defense by Matt Maliki. A couple of subs here. Hinton takes a seat for the Warriors. And look at this, Lucas. Finally, Sachem East gets to bring the ball up the court without any pressure.
We're finally seeing the Predator let go a little bit.
Vercio has it, double teamed, looking for some help. Vercio drives in the paint, tries to force a pass, almost tipped away, up with the shot, off the backboard and in. And you can put two on the board for Derek Masaccio. First points of the third quarter, and it is 2-0 in the third quarter, Sachem East.
Both teams here giving each other a little bit of a break so far.
Brown for three, too strong. Rebound pulled down by the Arrows. Johnson not making it easy. Arrows bring the ball up the court. It's Garanati. Loose ball on the floor, and we're going to get a timeout. It looked like it was going to be a travel called on Sachem East, but a smart play by head coach John Finta to call that timeout and maintain possession. We are now going to go to the fourth member of our crew today, Emily Herrero, who has an in-game sports update for us. Emily, whenever you're ready, you can take it away.
Hi, good afternoon. I'm Emily Herrera, and today I'll be announcing the World Cup finalists and scores. Right now playing, it's England and Iraq. USA is live by 1, and you can watch them live right now. Ecuador is out of the World Cup. Ecuador is out of the World Cup by losing their game versus Senegal. Senegal won versus Ecuador 2-1. And you can watch tomorrow play Austria versus Denmark. All right, now going back to the play-by-play.
Thanks, Emily. 3:06 to go, third quarter. 2-0, that's all the scoring in the third quarter. Sachem East has the ball, up with the shot, no good. Derek Basaccio, who has been the best offensive player today, but they're going to call a travel, and it's a turnover. Warriors get possession back. Under the 3-minute mark here in the third quarter, still only 2 points scored as this is a scrimmage. Little warm-up for Amityville as they get set to start their 2022-2023 campaign. Some new bodies on the court for the Warriors. There's a shot, it won't go, by Josh Garrett. Loose ball in the paint, up with the left hand. It's Katz. That doesn't go. And the rebound pulled down by Sachem East. But the outlet pass to Alex Pasella over his head and out of bounds. So a lot of turnovers today, Lucas, by the Arrows. You have to say most of that comes from the pressure of the defense.
Yeah. Amityville is not letting them get a break at all so far throughout this game.
Amityville yet to score here in the third quarter. Running clock, we've hit the 2-minute mark. It's Katz, left baseline, gives it over to Garrett. Garrett trying to find some space, drives in the lane, shot off the backboard, and hits nothing else as the rebound is pulled down by Sachem East. Pass right in front of us. It's Malachi, Peter Malachi, one of two brothers on the team. Malachi, crossover dribble in the paint. Weiss dribbles once, loses the handle, out of bounds. Weiss pleading his case, Warrior ball.
We're seeing some pressure by the Arrows as of right now.
Under 90 seconds to go, third quarter. Still just 2-0 in the third quarter. 16-8 overall, Warriors in front. Again, this is only a scrimmage. Pass forced, stolen away. 1-on-2, good defense by the Warriors and a nice job getting back for Anias Duncan, who is fresh on the court for Amityville, to make things difficult. The Arrows are able to retain possession, but the good defense prevented the easy basket. 1:05 to go, pass underneath, up with the shot, and in for Weiss, but they're going to call a foul, and basket will count. So a chance for a three-point play for Mike Weiss.
Excellent plays by the Arrows, especially with the big man in the paint. Number 23 with the shot.
Offensive board off the miss goes back to the Arrows, something they have not been able to do a lot of today. Good defense for Duncan, fresh off the bench for Amityville. Weiss has it again, hands it over to Malachi. Malachi tries to force a pass down low, and nothing but a sea of red bodies as Pasella couldn't handle it. And the Warriors have the ball, under 40 seconds to play in the third quarter. There's 4 points scored here in the third, all by Sachem East. Amityville has it. In the paint, it's Brown. Katz underneath, ball rims around and falls. Warriors on the board here in the third. 4-2 Sachem in front in the third, 21 seconds to go. And we get a whistle on the floor. And Amityville looks like they will lose possession. Turnover. And Sachem East will inbound it right to the left of us as Pasella gets it in, and Maliki will bring the ball up the floor. Far sideline, double teamed. Under 10 seconds to go here in the third quarter. There's a three-pointer. That won't go. Battle for the ball. Nick Brown has it. 1 second left. Triple teamed, and a shot from three-quarter court. Wouldn't count if it went in anyway. But at the end of 3 quarters of play, Sachem East wins the third by a score of 4-2. Amityville overall up 18-8. With 3 in the books, we have 1 more quarter to play. Don't go anywhere. Fourth quarter action coming up right here on the Amityville Broadcasting Network.
Unlike other health concerns, mental illness is not always easy to see. Depression won't show up on an eye chart, and you can't measure it on your bathroom scale. Sorting out a mental health concern is not something to attempt on your own. You won't find a bipolar disorder by looking at a thermometer. Like many other health conditions, help for mental illness takes professional diagnosis and treatment. Anxiety won't just go away under a stick-on bandage. So the sooner you seek treatment, the better. If you or a loved one has a mental health concern, don't go it alone. Find out what to do. For 24-hour free and confidential information and treatment referral, call 1-800-662-HELP. Learn more at samhsa.gov/support. That's samhsa.gov/support.
I've been driving trucks for a long time. Safety is my #1 priority. I know that my truck has huge blind spots. That's why I remember to check my mirrors often for smaller vehicles. Everyone can help keep our roads safe. Next time you're behind the wheel, try to avoid lingering in those blind spots. It can be dangerous. Let's all plan to share the road safely. Learn how at www.sharetheroadsafely.gov.
This is Sherwin playing guard for the Amityville Warriors. And you're watching the Warrior Basketball on the Amityville Broadcasting Network.
Fourth quarter, 3 in the books. The Warriors with an 18-8 lead overall, but we reset the clock one more time as Amityville takes on Sachem East in a scrimmage as they gear up for their 2022-23 campaign. And shot won't go. Warriors with the ball to start the fourth quarter here. Right wing, Josh Garrett has it, slowing things down. Pass in the paint, trying to find some space, can't do it. Duncan has it, top of the key, dribbles right side, right wing, bounce pass in between the circles now. Again, no shot clock being used today. Amityville taking their time setting up the play. Warriors have had the ball for 45 seconds here in this opening possession as Duncan has it. Driving in the lane, Warriors. Duncan from the right side, low block, trying to put up a shot instead. Kicks it out to Jabbar, puts up a shot and drains it. 2-0 Warriors here in the fourth quarter. And Sachem East has the ball. Giacone loses the handle, and Duncan, a smart play trying to throw it off of Giacone to get it out of bounds, and he's able to do so. So Warriors will get possession. Running clock, 6:38 to go in the fourth quarter. The Warriors for the first 2 points of the quarter.
We're seeing with the Warriors here, they're slowing down the pace of the game, and I don't think the Arrows know what to do next. The passing work between the Warriors is excellent so far with this game.
And there's a field goal from the floor. 4-0 Warriors, 6:07 to go in the final quarter. Giacone has it, hands it off to Garanati. Dribbles, right wing. Bounce pass in the paint, driving it's Garanetti, and that falls. So the first points of the fourth quarter for Sachem East, and it's 4-2 Warriors here in the fourth quarter, 5:37 to go. Cats with the ball, left low block, now dribbles up to the free throw line, looking for help, finds it top of the key. Right side, long three-pointer, rims in and out. Wide open attempt, long three by Garrett, and here comes Sachem East as Garanati pushing the pace up the floor in the paint, triple team, loose ball. Garanati has it, tries to put up a shot. He gets the foul as Giaccone's shot won't count. And we'll have to see if the officials say that the foul occurred on the floor. And it looks like they will be saying it was not in the act of shooting. 5-2, Warriors in front. Going back, they gave a three-pointer to Amityville on that last shot.
We're seeing that aggression back again with Sachem East.
Inbound pass. Garanati puts up the easy floater. 5-4. Warriors up by one here in the fourth quarter. 4:36 to go in the game. Warriors have the ball, bottom of the circle. Long shot doesn't go for Duncan. Loose ball, far corner, and Sachem East able to come up with it. Rodriguez taking over the point guarding duty, smothering defense by Amityville, and a loose ball, and it's stolen away. Here comes Duncan, looking to take it himself. A foul by Rodriguez, hard foul, smart foul as the basket doesn't go. But going to the free throw line after a great play is Anias Duncan.
Both teams are absolutely fighting for the loose balls as so far we've seen from both sides, especially with Sachem getting this newly found spirit of fighting against the Warriors, going back and forth, especially with the big men. They're absolutely trying to get those buckets back into the game.
So the scoreboard here says 6-4. We believe it is 5-4 with 3:55 to go in the fourth quarter. Kind of a strange day for all of us. It's a warm-up for us here on the Amityville Broadcasting Network. Again, we apologize for the confusion with the numbers early on as Amityville wearing their practice jerseys and hence not their regular numbers for the upcoming season. But today's scrimmage has focused on a quarter-by-quarter approach, both coaches agreeing before the game to reset the scoreboard after each quarter. Clearly the final score not important to either one of these teams. But Lucas, certainly I would think if you're Coach Agostino, you've seen a lot today that you have to like.
I think he's looking for all his key components of the game so far, especially between his guards and his big men. I think he's trying to pick up the pieces and put them together almost like a puzzle.
So after the timeout, both teams getting a word in with their coach. Just under 4 minutes to go here in the fourth and final quarter. Again, 6-4. We'll go with the official scoreboard here. 6-4 Amityville in front in the fourth quarter. Overall, it is a 24-12. So the Warriors have doubled up the arrows in this game. And going to the free throw line is Anias Duncan.
With the arrows just calling a timeout, I think they're just trying to reevaluate what their next move is going to be.
And Duncan sinks the first of a 1-and-1, ending a 4-0 run for Sachem East.
With Amityville's pressure so far throughout this game, the Arrows don't really know what to do with it, but they still have that fighting spirit to possibly make a comeback.
And Duncan able to hit both, so he's been a boost off the bench. As here's an outlet pass to Giaccone. Great job by Cats getting back on defense and trying to reestablish their offense. The pass is stolen away and laid up and in for the Warriors, and they now lead 10-4. 3:52 to go in the fourth quarter. Down low, wide open, Esposito. Breakdown in the Warrior defense there as Sachem East answers right back. It's 10-6 Warriors, 3:39 to go in the fourth. We get a whistle and a backcourt violation. Warriors had crossed the timeline and took a step backwards, so a rare turnover today for Amityville as the clock continues to run here in the fourth.
We're seeing that pressure from both teams back on throughout this quarter.
Rodriguez takes it up, right wing, in between the circles. Now hands it off. Down low, and we get a whistle. And no signal from the official yet. Now they're going to say, looks like they're going to say Warrior basketball. Nope, they give it to Sachem. Probably a hand-checking foul. Clock continues to run. We are under 3 minutes to go in the game. 10-6 in the fourth quarter. Amityville matching their quarter-high scoring. They had 10 in the first quarter. They have 10 this quarter. Outlet pass to Vercio. Has it left wing. In between the circles. Tries to dribble in between the legs. Loses the handle. Another loose ball on the court. Vercio able to pull it down. And a pass forced in the paint. And immediately Weiss says, my bad. He knows that a double team was on that play. Cat's in the right spot. Heads up play there. And the Warriors take over. 2:17 to go. 10-6 in the quarter. And Amityville has it. 28-14 overall, Warriors out in front. Left wing, it's Amityville ball. Hinton has it, puts up a 15-footer. That doesn't go. And Esposito able to pull down the board. Warriors call off the press.
We're seeing that pressure back on from the Arrows, especially on that full court press.
Lanzarone thinks about taking a shot, instead dishes it underneath for the basket. It is now 10-8, Sachem East having their best offensive quarter of the game. 1:35 to go. 10-8, Warriors in front here in the fourth quarter. Loose ball recovered by Amityville. Good defense by Vercio. And now it is Duncan. He loses the handle, looking for help. Now finds Tymel Small, who has entered the game. 2 steps and a shot, partially blocked. Ball pulled down by Esposito, but we get a whistle and a foul on the floor on Amityville. And Sachem East will retain possession. Again, Warriors with a 2-point lead here in the fourth quarter. Overall, they are up 28-16. Now the Warriors putting the pressure back on. Vercio will have the task of breaking the press. Behind the back dribble, gets around Williams, who enters the game for the first time since the first half. 3-point shot, and it is drilled by Sachem East. Nice shot for Justin Lanzarone. And it is 11-10, Sachem East taking a lead for the fourth quarter only. We are under a minute here in the contest as Hinton puts up a 3. It's strong from the far baseline, and that ball will trickle out of bounds. And last touch off a red jersey, so the Arrows will get possession.
We're seeing both teams with that pressure back on again, especially between the Warriors putting on that full court press, even if it's just their guard.
Warriors with the full court pressure. Thornton getting his first action since the first half. Thornton and Williams, that might be the backcourt duo for Amityville this season, as they are once again able to force a turnover. It's a 2-on-0, and Williams takes it himself to put Amityville up in front in the fourth quarter, 12-11. 22 seconds to go in the game. Down low, up with the left hand, bounces around a few times, and A.J. Esposito finally gets it to fall. 10 seconds left, 13-12. Sachem East in front for the fourth quarter. Amityville up overall in the contest. And Agostino wants to talk things over with 7.8 seconds to go. That basket by Williams after the turnover ended a 7-0 run for Sachem East. It was their best run of the game.
We're really seeing the Warriors put that pressure on top of the Arrows as of right now. Just turnover after turnover. Quite honestly, I don't think Sachem can get a break as of right now, especially since we got 7 seconds left in this final quarter. We'll see what goes on in the last few seconds of this. But even with that, the Arrows are putting up an amazing fight, especially with the big men. They're coming back to their guards and helping out, especially when they're getting smothered by the Warriors' defense. They're going back and forth with this ongoing battle for the loose balls and everything. It's absolutely wild throughout this game so far. With Sachem, big men just doing all that they can to help their guards bring up the ball to the paint. And
So with 7.8 seconds remaining in the contest, Agostino drawing up one more play for his Warriors in a game that does not count in the standings as it's a scrimmage, but it does count in terms of evaluating your players and seeing what direction this team is going to go. And I think that the story this season is going to be max effort defensively, hard on the glass, full court press, and these Warriors are going to have to be in tip-top shape in order to pull that off. We've seen that here today.
I absolutely agree with you guys. I think Agostino wants the absolute most from his players throughout the season.
Presumably the final possession for the Warriors. Duncan has it, 5 seconds left. Now it's Thornton, 2 seconds. Thornton, long three-pointer, and it hits the back of the rim and falls short. So the final in the fourth quarter is 13-12. But overall, the Amityville Warriors end up winning the game. And you'd have to say, Lucas, that this was a good first effort in a scrimmage to see what these guys have. And actually, I'm seeing period 5. It looks like they're going to play one extra quarter, so we're getting some bonus basketball here today.
I think it's due to the shortened quarters. I think they're just going again, maybe. I think they just want that extra work in. But throughout this game so far, we've seen both Sachem East and Amityville put in amazing work with both teams coming up new ways to counter each other.
So the math teachers here at Amityville might disagree with 5 quarters, as that doesn't quite add up. But being that is a scrimmage, both coaches have agreed to give their players a little bit extra playing time today. And these guys are ready to go. There's been no slowdown whatsoever. It'll be the Arrows ball to start off. Justin Thornton for Amityville thought maybe it was Amityville's ball, but they're not used to fifth quarter rules, as this is purely because it's a scrimmage. So it will be Sachem East. Overall, the score is 30-21, Warriors in front. But Sachem East did win the fourth quarter, 13-12. It was their best quarter of the night. We'll see how the Warriors come out here in the fourth, as Vercio has it. Top of the key, Weiss. Weiss driving in the paint and forces his way to the basket, using his size to his advantage, and Sachem East gets the first pair here in the fifth quarter. Amityville brings the ball up the court, Small on the court. Over to Duncan. Duncan tries to force a pass. It's tipped. He's able to get it back. Duncan up and under with the left hand. Doesn't go. Loose ball. And Apicella able to get it for Sachem East, but the Warriors able to generate a turnover. Williams smothering defense comes through again as he drives to the lane. It doesn't go, but the ball put back by Hinton. That won't go. Williams again off the back of the rim, and finally Sachem East able to get the defensive board, and we get a whistle. And they are going to say Sachem East basketball. Running clock here. Under 7 minutes to play in quarter number 5. Sachem East with the first points of the fifth quarter. Warriors pressing once again. Vercio has it. Ball tipped away and stolen by Williams. And this backcourt defense has been phenomenal today as Williams takes it to the hoop himself, up and over with the left hand. And we are all tied up in quarter number 5 at 2. And we got a whistle on the floor. And defensively, these guards have been doing it all today.
Could we just talk about Justin Thornton absolutely snagging the ball between Arrows passes and even dribbling up the court? The pressure is absolutely on the Arrows as of right now.
Thornton and Williams looks to be a pretty formidable backcourt, as that pass is tipped away by Vercio. Behind the back pass, a little too fancy, a little too much for Peter Anani to handle, and it goes out of bounds. Pretty play there, but a wasted opportunity as we are still knotted up at 2 in period number 5, 5:51 to go.
We're seeing a lot of good plays from all of the guards, and especially playing that outside area since Sachem is taking up the inside.
Hinton loses the handle as the Warriors get the ball up the court without putting it on the court. And now slowing things down are the Arrows. Bottom of the circle, it's Vercio. Hands it off. Top of the key, Apicella. Finds Vercio, right wing, drives into paint, up with the right hand from the left side, won't go. And the board pulled down by Savell Williams. Williams has it. left wing. Again, Warriors slowing the pace down. Brown has it, top of the key. Looks to split the defenders, loses the handle. Potential 2-on-1 Warriors trying to get back on defense. They do as the ball is tipped. Vercio chases it down, left side, and the pass is picked off in the paint by Williams. Williams takes a step back, puts up the fadeaway, too strong, and the rebound pulled down by Mike Weiss. 4:45 to go, fifth quarter. Only 4 points scored, 2 each team here in quarter number 5 as Vercio drives in the lane, uncontested off the backboard, but it's too strong off the front of the rim, and the Warriors pull down the defensive rebound.
Again, with these guards from the Warriors, they're absolutely putting it in the work, especially on the fast breaks.
Williams with the shot, doesn't go. And the Warriors pull back as the Arrows get possession. Approaching the 4-minute mark of period number 5. 2-2 here in the fifth quarter. Bounce pass in the paint. Garanati goes up with it, no good, but we get a whistle on the play. A couple of substitutions coming into the ball game.
I think so far with both teams just putting in new players, I think that's what's giving each team a little bit more of an edge, is getting those new players and those new methods back into the game.
Peter Garanati, he'll head to the charity stripe, presumably to shoot a pair, although we've seen them going 1-1. Some strange rules today due to the fact that it is a scrimmage, as here we are in quarter number 5, and they do call it a 1-1. Shot off the back of the rim. Warriors pull down the defensive board. Bottom of the circle. Thornton has it, left wing, double teamed. Finds Williams. Williams from the free throw line, dribbles right side, hit hard as he goes, and draws the foul. But it looks like we have some substitutions coming in, and they're going to send Savell Williams to the free throw line for what might be a pair, or might be a 1-1, as we're kind of making up rules on the fly here today. But the most important thing for both of these teams, as the coaches discussed before the game, was just to work out some plays, get their players ready conditioning-wise, and figure out who are going to be the key players this year.
I think so far with the Warriors, we're seeing a lot from Justin Thornton and Savell Williams, especially with him getting in the paint and just playing that nice of aggressive basketball that we all love to see here at Amityville.
Williams hits the first free throw, gets an opportunity for a second, and drains them both. So the Warriors take a 4-2 lead with 2:24 to go in quarter number 5. Full court press back on as the Arrows bring the ball up the court. Double team in the corner. Strong defense by Amityville. Lanzarone has it, goes baseline up with the floater off the front of the rim. No good. Thornton has it. Gets the pass to Brown, who goes up and in with the right hand. 6-2 Warriors. 2 minutes to go in quarter number 5. Timeout on the floor as the Warriors in the midst of a 6-0 run.
We're seeing that unrelenting force from both teams, whether it be the Warriors snagging the passes in between the players or the Arrows making that play and grabbing the boards. It doesn't matter. Both forces are just going back and forth at it with their defensive strategies. And we are seeing a lot of that zone defense from the Arrows. We're going to see that possibly a lot throughout the season, and if it progresses into a man-to-man or just stays with the top-of-the-key zone.
Warriors currently matching their best run of the game. They had a 6-0 run back in quarter number 1, in which they won the quarter 10-4. Again, they are playing scrimmage rules today. Each quarter, the scoreboard is getting reset. Both coaches not too concerned with the final product. They want to see their players in action. Right now, the Warriors in front 6-2 in quarter number 5. And in case you're interested at home, Amityville overall up 36-23. So offensively, not a lot of points scored here today.
I think the main goal for this scrimmage right now is just seeing what their players can do and what they're capable of. Throughout this game, we've seen the Warriors put a lot of pressure on the Arrows, and I think we're going to see that a lot throughout the season.
Warriors pressing once again. Sachem East has had a hard time all game breaking the press. And it will be Peter Malachy who's able to do so. He has the ball bottom of the circle. Again, no shot clock here. as we are under 2 minutes, but the clock is currently not running. Now it's been started up again. Lanzarone thinks about a shot, instead kicks it back out to Maliki. In the paint, driving to the hoop is Bisaccio, and he had a wide open look, ends up getting fouled, and he will go to the free throw line to shoot a pair.
We're seeing a lot of pressure back on the defense of the Warriors side. Again, with the big men with the arrows, they're putting in the absolute maximum effort just to get a nice few buckets on the scoreboard and just regain a lead from the Warriors.
So that free throw breaks a 6-0 Amityville run. The second one won't go. Cat's in the game now for the Warriors. He gets the defensive board, and it will be Brown bringing the ball up for Amityville. Brown has it, puts up a long two, floater, doesn't go, too strong, and the rebound pulled down by Bisaccio. Here comes Sachem East. Under a minute to go in quarter number 5, and we'll have to see if we go 6 tonight. Stay tuned, as in the paint, the Arrows looking for some space, but smothered by red jerseys. Top of the key now, it's Maliki. Maliki looking for help, gets it over to Matt Ilario, who's seeing his first action of the day, and we get a whistle, and Black will retain possession. 38.9 seconds to go in quarter number 5. 6-3 is the score here in the fourth quarter. Warriors out in front. Peter Maliki has it bottom of the circle, picks up his dribble, kicks it left wing, down low, underneath, it's Bisaccio. That shot doesn't go, loose ball, and it's pulled down by the Warriors.
I think throughout this game we can see, for the most part, the Warriors have been controlling the pace of the game.
15 seconds in what could be the ball game, but may not. Quarter number 5, 10 seconds, Warriors holding for the final shot. Now it's Brown, who's done a good job at the point guard when he's seen action today. 3 seconds to go. Brown, left wing, long three-pointer, partially blocked, and that will do it for quarter number 5. And again, stay tuned to see if we are going to quarter number 6, and it looks like they're still not done. One more quarter. So we are getting bonus basketball here in Amityville. Matt Grice, Lucas Torres, Aaron Kruder, Emily Herrero. We thank you for joining us this afternoon on the Amityville Broadcasting Network as the Amityville Warriors have a scrimmage against the Sachem East Arrows. It's been a little weird today. Changes of jerseys, changes of rules, but the officials are here calling the fouls. Both teams are playing hard. They want to win. And after 5 quarters of play, the Warriors have a 36-24 lead overall, but again, nobody's really keeping track of this. The story today for the Warriors has been the smothering defense, especially by their starting guards, Savell Williams and Justin Thornton.
So far throughout this game, I think we've seen Amityville control the whole ball game so far, especially with time-wise. They're just keeping the pace of the game in their hands. Compared to the Arrows, they just haven't gotten a break, especially with the pressure that Amityville has been putting on them. The big men with the Arrows have been amazing so far, putting in the extra effort just to stop them from cutting in and just scoring another basket.
So this time the Warriors will inbound to start quarter number 6. So we're playing a game and a half, and we'll see where we go from there. Coming back in the game, Christian Smiley. He had a very strong first half offensively for the Warriors. And it looks like a bunch of Amityville Warriors starters back out on the court as Sherwin Johnson will handle the point guard duties. He finds Smiley left wing, plays catch with Johnson. Johnson top of the key, dribbles once. Smiley with the open 3 look, doesn't go. Rebound pulled down by Garanati. Arrows bring the ball up. The big man Garanati, who's been playing a lot of guard today for the Arrows. Pressured by Johnson in the corner, forces a pass down low, doesn't go, out of bounds, and last touch will go off of Justin Thornton. So Sachem East retains possession. Running clock here in quarter number 6. No score yet in this quarter.
We're seeing an excellent game by Christian Smiley so far.
Garanati with the shot, floater doesn't go. Smiley fighting for that board, still in the air, and now Christian Smiley out jumping everybody else. takes the ball up the court himself and decides to hand it off, as it'll be Justin Thornton, top of the key, right side now, Williams. All the guards in the game, starters for the Warriors. Smiley trying to go up and under. He hits the floor hard, and everybody gives him a lift to get him on his feet.
So far throughout this game, we've seen the Warriors, number 12, Christian Smiley, absolutely tearing up on the offensive plays, especially with Savell Williams and Justin Thornton as well.
8 points in the first half for Smiley as he goes to the charity stripe. Puts up the first, doesn't go. Again, not going with 2 free throws, but 1 and 1. And Sachem East had it, lost the handle. Warriors have it back. Smiley passes it to Thornton, puts up the shot way short, air ball, nicks the bottom of the backboard, and it's out of bounds. Possession will go to the Sachem East Arrows. Still no score here in period number 6 of this scrimmage between Amityville and Sachem East. 2 guards in the backcourt for the Warriors. Garanani trying to bring it up. Now it's Rodriguez. Rodriguez, who started the game at point guard, gets double teamed right in front of us here on the sideline. Esposito loses the handle, gets it back, puts up the shot. No good, and they're going to call an offensive foul on Esposito. Warriors retain possession. 5:35 to go, running clock, period number 6, no score. Good defense by Lanzarone, but able to recover on the play was Sherwin Johnson. And now Amityville will slow things down as Smiley takes it, hands it back to Johnson, bottom of the circle, plays catch with Smiley. Smiley, right wing, in between the leg dribble. 5:10 to go. Josh Garrett back out to the floor. He has it, hands it over to Johnson, drives, tries to force a pass in the paint down low. It's off a foot and out of bounds, but it is off an Arrow player as we get a timeout on the floor, and looks like we'll have a discussion of how the Warriors want to create this inbound play when they start up with 4:45 to go in period number 6, and no team yet to score here in this, I guess we'll call it overtime period.
Well, throughout this whole game, since the first quarter out of the gate, we've seen both Warriors and the Arrows putting pressure on each other, especially between Justin Thornton. He has just not given up on any of these plays. He's been pushing up throughout every play, especially with that full court pressure. The Arrows can't get a break from it. They can't escape that pressure or press. It's getting absurd to the point that they don't know what to do, and they're just trying to get into that paint and just score another bucket for themselves.
The defense has been swarming, and we don't have the official numbers, but the eye test tells you, despite the size advantage down low for Sachem East, the Warriors have done a much better job on the glass, also giving themselves multiple second chance opportunities and preventing Sachem East from getting those second chance opportunities. So yeah, Lucas, as you said, between having difficulty getting the ball up the court and not giving themselves a chance for a putback, Amityville has been very successful defensively. It's hard to read into too much of the offensive level of where this team is at the moment because a lot of the starters have not seen a lot of minutes today. This is a low-scoring contest despite the fact that we are in period number 6. But the hustle and the effort have been there for both teams. A lot of bodies from both teams hitting the floor, chasing loose balls, and that's what you want to see, even though it's a scrimmage, is max effort. Williams drives in the lane, shot doesn't go, but the rebound is grabbed in the air by Smiley, who goes up and in, and the Warriors get on the board first in period number 6. Smiley in double digits scoring-wise. 4:26 to go in period number 6. Good defense in the corner, the double team going on. Needing help is Garanani, and are they going to call delay of game? And instead, they're going to say it's tipped out of bounds. Sachem East will retain possession. Clock continues to run as we approach the 4-minute mark of period number 6. We're in periods now because quarters don't work. Sachem East has it. It's Rodriguez. Rodriguez in between the circles, picks up his dribble, looking for help. Finds Esposito. Esposito, right wing, dribbles in between the circles. Around the world to the left side. Smiley on him. Hands the ball off to Giacone, and the ball is tipped underneath. Loose ball stolen away by Smiley, and here come the Warriors. 3:36 to go. The only 2 points in this period scored by Amityville is an air ball three-pointer attempt from the far baseline by Williams. Driving in the lane, though, and off the backboard and in. Finishing the play was Sherwin Johnson, who's had himself a strong game today. 4-0 in the 6th period, 3:15 to go. Ball stolen away by Thornton. He takes it himself with the right hand from the left side, and the Warriors have opened up a 6-0 lead. 3 minutes to go here in period number 6. Sachem East trying to respond. Pass in the paint. Loose ball recovered by Esposito, and he's able to go up and in from the left side. 6-2. 2:47 to go here in the 4th quarter, and that's another 6-0 run for the Warriors that comes to a close with that Sachem East field goal. Bottom of the circle, it's Thornton. Pulls himself back close to the timeline. Taking his time, 2:30 to go, period 6. Garrett with the ball. Hands it off to Smiley. Now it's Johnson, long 3, off the back of the rim. Loose ball in the paint, rebound by Thornton. Thornton takes it back out, passes it to Garrett. Garrett, top of the key. In the paint, kicks it out to Smiley, thinks about the 3, dribbles once, and we get a whistle, and a foul is called on the floor. 120 seconds to go, and counting. 6-2 here in period number 6.
We're seeing a lot out of the Amityville players, especially with Williams, Thornton, and Smiley putting in the absolute most throughout this game so far. Smiley with the putbacks and the boards between offense and defense. I can't wait to see what he does throughout the season.
Christian Smiley, we mentioned before, a 3-year veteran of Varsity, and I have a feeling that this is going to be one of the players Coach Agostino looks to be an offensive leader on this team. As Smiley puts up a 3 off the right side of the rim, doesn't go. Rebound pulled down by Esposito. Good pressure by the Warriors once again in the backcourt as Rodriguez has the task of getting past Johnson. He's able to do so. Still, tight defense by Johnson. Rodriguez picks up his dribble, needs some help as he's trapped on the left wing. Finds some help as the Arrows bring it from left to right. It's Vertuio in the paint. Loose ball picked up by Weiss. Kicked back out. Top of the key. Vertuio hits a wall. Finds Esposito, right wing. Takes a shot from the upper right block. That doesn't go as we get a foul on the floor. And Warriors get possession. 6-2 the score here in period number 6. 1:19 to go in what I think will probably be the final period of the game. Thornton has it. Now it's Garrett. Garrett has it left wing. Dribbling with the right hand, moving from left to right. Rodriguez guarding him. Thinks about driving, picks up his dribble. Cross-court pass to Johnson. Smiley, 10-footer, doesn't go. And the rebound pulled down by Sachem East. Rodriguez trying to get the ball up the court. 52 seconds to go. Dangerous pass. Esposito pulls it in. Tries to force a pass. Doesn't go. Stolen away by Williams. Looks to take it himself, and he has his pocket picked. So one hand giveth, one hand take it away is Bisaccio trying to drive, take it himself, and he is called in the paint for the travel. Warrior ball, 6-2 lead in period 6, 37.5 seconds to go. Johnson has it. We get a whistle and a timeout, and again, clearly what we are seeing is Agostino has plays drawn up that they've been practicing, and he wants to try these things out in these situations. It'll be curious to see if the play here is to try to hold on for the last shot, as if this were a real game, 35-second shot clock, they'd be within that range right now.
As we've seen with Agostino, I think we've seen him really want that pressure and pace to be in the hands of the Warriors. And it's excellent so far with both teams, especially with the Arrows getting the amount of boards and just grabbing the ball and trying to just keep pace with the Warriors. So far, it might have been a back and forth, but I think both teams are playing an excellent game so far.
The real score, 42-26. The sixth period score, 6-2. But none of this really matters, as once again, this is a scrimmage. But I think we have seen a lot today. And I'm curious, and hopefully Evan Kruder, who is our sideline reporter, will get some information from Coach Agostino after the game on his assessment of how his players did today. But I would have to imagine overall, Coach is very happy with what he's seen in the first match. He was only half joking in your coach's show that you did with him that practice tomorrow will really be based on how well they played today. It would be interesting to hear if the players should be where tomorrow. But I would have to think Coach Agostino feels pretty good.
At this point, I think Agostino feels so much at home with his team and just within himself that he wants to put the team through the most and just do everything that they can.
So let's see if Amityville tries to hold on for the final shot. Smiley has it, right wing, hands it off to Williams. Bottom of the circle, back to Johnson. Smiley, upper right block, picks up his dribble, tries to force a pass down low. Doesn't go as it's picked off. Under 10 seconds to go. Esposito with the ball. Cross-court pass to Rodriguez, that's behind him and out of bounds. So the Warriors will actually get one more possession as they will inbound in their own backcourt. 3.7 seconds left. This time, Sachem East with the press. Long pass, not paying attention was Williams. He wasn't ready for that one, and it sails out of bounds. Some miscommunication by the Warriors. Teachable moment for Coach Agostino. And one more possession to Sachem East. 6-2 Warriors in front in period number 6. And we get a timeout as head coach John Finta wants to draw up a final play here, presumably a final play of this contest.
I think for both teams, they just want to see how their team is working with each other and how they can move the ball around and just all around just see what they could do overall. Especially with Sachem, I think they're just trying to put together new methods for this brand new team that they have. And same thing goes for the Warriors, especially with Agostino coming into a brand new team, first time back. I think he just wants to put another title since in 2018 was our last championships that we won. And I think he just wants to put another one up there. But at the same time, the rest of the teams, I think they all want it very badly. As we heard from Agostino earlier today, Kings Park is another one of those teams that might become a threat throughout the season. But again, this is just a scrimmage, but we'll have to see throughout the season how it plays out and what goes on. Right now we're getting ready to be back into play. Both teams are just taking the time reevaluating what's going on. Especially with the Arrows, they're trying to figure out what they can do in order to shift the game into their hands in a way. And I think overall, both teams are just so prepared for this upcoming season. Even though it's a scrimmage, they're just seeing how well they could work with each other. The coaches are learning their teams and their players. It's going to be an amazing matchup throughout the season, especially if Amityville keeps up this overall aggressiveness. I think it's going to be a great season. Not to mention we have Williams, Thornton, and Smiley putting in a lot of work throughout the game so far. Thornton being one of our varsity seniors, he's been playing amazingly, especially on defense, putting the full court press.
So with 2.5 seconds remaining, presumably last play of the game, baseball pass intercepted by Smiley. That's the buzzer, and that is it. Officially, after 6 periods, the Warriors win the period by a score of 6-2. Overall, the final 42-26, a convincing win for Amityville, despite the fact that this was just a scrimmage. We will hear from head coach Jack Agostino in just a moment as the teams shake hands, but I would think overall he feels pretty good about this one.
I think both teams did a really good job, and I think they're just overall getting prepared for the season and just reevaluating what they could do in their abilities. Both teams put up an amazing fight, especially the Arrows when they're trying to figure out the overall pressure of the Warriors, just absolutely just unrelenting. Both teams are just, so far from what I've seen, both sides are doing amazing, and they just want to practice with who they are and develop as a team and just get ready to play for this upcoming season.
Okay, we're going to, in just a moment, go to Coach Agostino as our sideline reporter for today. Evan Kruder will have a moment to speak with him. Agostino finishing congratulating his players. But don't go anywhere because we have the post-game show coming up. Jairo Salazar, Lucas will be on there as well to break this one down. But at this moment, we head to the third member of our broadcasting crew, Evan Kruder, right? Who is standing with a smiling Coach Jack Agostino.
Right. I'm Erin Kruder from the Broadcasting Club. I'm here with Coach Agostino after a wonderful start to the season. I'm here to ask you a couple questions. First off, the defensive effort of how do you feel about the defensive effort of your point guards Williams, Thornton, and Johnson?
Awesome. I mean, that's what we've been practicing since day one. They really put the effort in. Like I told you guys in the beginning, your effort is everything, and today our effort showed up, especially at the defensive end.
Definitely, definitely. And how is your overall assessment of your team so far?
Well, there's still definitely a lot of room for improvement. Like, I love our effort. I love our attitudes. That was great. They were listening. That was great. But we got to be able to knock down shots if we want to be really good.
Of course, of course. And, all right. Thank you, guys. I'm going to send it back.
All right, thanks, Aaron. Thank you, Coach Agostino, and congratulations on an unofficial 42-26 win. Lucas, before we go to the postgame, what are your final thoughts on this
My final thoughts on this game, it was a very aggressive back-and-forth game. But you love to see that, especially in high school basketball. And for some of these players, it could almost take them to that next level of play.
Well, after 6 periods of play, the Amityville Warriors unofficially win this contest 42-26 against the Sachem East Arrows. But again, don't go anywhere. Jairo Salazar, Lucas Torres has the post-game show coming up next, right here on the Amityville Broadcasting Network.
Over the years, you've brought them into your home. You were prescribed opioids after the C-section, when Dad injured his back, when your basketball star tore his ACL. Opioids helped with the pain, and you held on to them just in case. But did you know holding on to unused opioids puts your family at risk? Opioids are powerful pain-reducing prescription medicines, but most people who are prescribed opioids don't finish their prescriptions. So millions of unused opioids are sitting in homes across the country. And tragically, more than 100 Americans die every day from overdoses involving opioids. What can you do to protect your family? Remove the risk of unused opioids from your home. Pills, patches, or syrups in drawers, purses, and cabinets, anywhere they might be hiding. To find out how to dispose of them properly, visit www.fda.gov/drug disposal.
And we are
Coach Agostino, the head basketball coach. Coach Agostino, the head basketball coach for the Amityville Warriors. And you're watching Warrior Basketball on the Amityville Basketball Network.
And we are back for our post-game show. I am your host, Jairo Salazar, joined by Lucas. And we are here to bring it down to the Amityville Warriors against Sachem East with a final score of 42-26. And I'm not going to lie, that was an incredible game, I have to say. Like, everything we said in our pregame came to fruition, I would say. They played great offensively, defensively. I took some notes first quarter. I feel the quick start for them, that's what gave them the motivation to keep going for more.
Especially in the beginning, I think that's what played throughout, that really Sachem didn't really know what to do with the fast-paced play. I don't think they were prepared for it, but at the same time, throughout the game, they were developing what they want to do and how they want to reevaluate it.
Right, and we can know some key players like Sherwin Johnson. What an amazing player he has been from the last season, from when we have seen him to now. He's improved tremendously, being able to guard better. And he had some points in today's game. I can't even say anymore. I would feel like he's an all-rounder player that Coach Agostino is probably going to look to start next game.
But I will say, Smiley in the paint today, he was just tearing it up. Absolutely amazing. Just grabbing the boards, making every effort to grab the ball. Same thing with Sherwin and Thornton, both of them just going after ball after ball.
I would say Justin Thornton played a bit aggressive on the fence and a bit good offensively as well. That caused some fouls that I feel like that hadn't have happened at all.
Again, it's the start of the season in which things are going to happen, but I think throughout the season, both teams are going to grab control and just be able to use their strengths and weaknesses to a point that it's like fluid and easy for them.
Of course, and then once you know that, I think Anchorage has a good offense. Amityville's already on the defensive side, being able to counter on that. We've seen amazing countermeasures with different plays around the paint area, around where we see, as you said, Smiley, and then you have Sherwin, and then you have Thornton, being able to create the chances from there.
Especially with the Sachem East having such a height advantage, I think when it comes to other teams, especially as Agostino mentioned, Kings Park, if they have a taller team, this might be the perfect warm-up for that.
And from what Grice said earlier, I think it was, I'm not sure if a Freeport was it that was one of the favorites for the league. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I think so, but most of these teams in this league are just so brand new that they're all like figuring out what to do with
what
the
works
next.
Best. What works best for the system? How do you want to win? How do you want to lead your team to a state? And obviously, even though we're thinking ahead, obviously to the scrimmage is a good way to show off to other teams that Amityville has what it takes to bring it home. With a final score of 42-26, I think it says it all for us.
Yeah. I think we definitely are going to be able to get that, well, another championship up on near the basketball hoops. We haven't gotten one since 2018, but I think we can finally grab it this time.
And if you think about it, during the third quarter, from the first two, defensively, they haven't been abstract, I would say. And then the third quarter, they improved defensively, being able to make those adjustments with different players coming in, being able to work around what the coaches said. And then on the fourth quarter, I feel like they control most of the possession. Like 100%, I rarely saw Sachem each have the ball. And when they do, Amityville is already on their back.
Agostino is absolutely putting in the work with this team, and it shows, really, especially with the defense and everything. But even then, when they played a good game, this was just a warm-up for the season. And I think we have a lot in store for us throughout it, especially with, again, teams like Kings Park. We haven't seen them yet, but it's unexpected, and we don't know what these teams have in store yet.
And, of course, and then I'm not sure if it was the second or third, we had Justin Thornton trying to make an attempt from out half court and then just barely made it. That was a good attempt.
I can't even lie with you with that one. We saw a lot of outside shots since the arrows were absolutely shutting down the inside of the paint, but at the same time, Smiley was just getting in there and getting all types of just amazing plays.
You know what I feel like the arrows had a problem with? Was shooting for a three. They barely had any chances. Name a time where you saw them shoot a three.
That's true, and we were playing man, so I feel like Sachem East definitely could have moved the ball around just a little bit more. But I think we're going to see that, I think we're going to see both teams just develop more and more.
And you see Amityville just coming into the paint, coming around the three, shooting everywhere they can to get those points that they need to secure a win, even if it leads to nothing. But it's obviously going to help them improve as a team, and that's what it takes. You got to be able to maneuver and adjust to what the team is, and I think that's what Coach Agostino did. They maneuvered around what Central Beach was doing.
I think overall it's just been a great game for two very aggressive teams, and it's been fantastic seeing all these players get ready for this upcoming season.
So we'd like to thank everyone who has joined us for Amityville versus Central Beach. The final score was 42-26. Amityville Warriors taking home the win, and we'll see you for our next broadcast. This has been the Amityville Broadcasting Network. We'll see you next time. Adios.
Go to AmityvilleWarriors.com for upcoming broadcasts and events. This has been a presentation of Warriors Basketball on the Amityville Broadcasting Network.